Welcome to the Three Putt Podcast. I'm Justin Baxley, joined by AJ Sheridan, and we're back talking golf this week. AJ, the Cog. Tell
Oh,
us a little bit about
oh
what your
boy.
viewing experience was like on Sunday, watching
Oh
a little
boy.
bit of the Cog, your home tournament.
I mean, how do you not fall in love with the Cog? I was live tweeting it the whole time. The Honda Classic, now Cognizant Classic. Everyone said it was over after 14. But no. They said the Bear Trap lost its strength. The Bear Trap showed its teeth on Sunday. I don't know what happened to the man who sunk the winning Ryder Cup putt just a few months ago because you something about that Bear Trap. The wind gets picked up in Palm Beach Gardens, and it's not over till that last putt is sank on number 18. Shane Lowry finds the drink on 16 with an iron, and he hits the exact same shot on 17, the hole that I used to spend hours on every single year. The Tito's tent is over there. And man, oh man, Shane Lowry with an all-time choke, and I think it's one of the best endings. I think it is the best ending we will see on the PGA Tour the rest of the year, and Nico Echeverria gets the win at the Cog. How about it?
Is it sank or sunk on the putt? Anyway, we won't get into
All right, we're getting into my grammar here on a Thursday morning. Like it's
I
early on a
know,
Thursday.
buddy.
We've almost made it to the weekend. I'm ready to talk about Bay Hill and look back at the Cog, and you're over here correcting my grammar. That's what we got going
I'm
now.
saying, like, I'm just asking a question.
I'm not in college anymore. Like I
That's a
don't
good
have
point.
to. I don't
I'll
have
give
to
you
be.
that.
I
I'll
don't have
give
to
you
be
that. All right.
grammatically correct.
Fair enough. All right. You say it's the best finish of the year. Here's what I'll give you. I would still take the experience of the Pebble Beach. That finish with Colin Morikawa. There were like 10 of the best golfers in the world trying to chase him down.
What are you saying about the field at the Cog?
Listen,
That's
I'm
my home
sorry,
tournament.
but like I'm a big Shane Lowry guy, but even I can't defend that like it's even in the same stratosphere as what you saw at Pebble Beach. First of all, Pebble Beach might be the most iconic golf course in the world outside of St. Andrews and Augusta National.
You took the sarcasm away from me because I was going to say, would you rather a finish on 18 at Pebble or would you rather an 18 in Palm Beach National? Like,
All right. Anyway, so, but look, so you've got that. You've also got Scottie Scheffler going low on Sunday, almost double eagles that 18 at Pebble. That for a while would have at least put him in a position to where maybe he's in a playoff. Obviously, Colin ends up birdieing the last, and you don't have to worry about a playoff. And look, Minwoo Lee even got to a better number. Rory on Sunday roared back, and so I thought that the Pebble, the day as a whole, was the most entertaining. I'll give you though the last hour of the Cognizant Classic was pure cinema. Watching the Ryder Cup hero kind of melt down in front of our eyes was brutal to watch because he's just a guy that like you finally think he's gonna break out on the PGA Tour. He is so terrible at converting these 54-hole leads, but he won a major. Like this guy is not also ran like he's a major champion and a Ryder Cup winner. And yet he can't close a 54-hole lead on the PGA Tour. It's hard to win on the PGA Tour.
someone said it on the broadcast, and they said that's just golf sometimes. And that's really what it is because I'm in a fantasy golf group chat. I got my other group chats with all the boys. Usually every Sunday it's talking golf. Went kind of quiet. It was like 2 hours went by. It seemed like it was over. And then next thing you know, it was whoa. Like just every group chat, every person was saying it. And it was interesting listening to Shane after his round. Also, shout out to him. The players don't have to talk to the media after the round. Class act. His family was there. His brother flew in to celebrate with him. They kind of thought this was the week in his new hometown that he was going to finally break through individually again and win. And he said, I just didn't have a feel for my club face. I didn't know where the ball was going to go those last two holes. And I've never related to a professional golfer more than those sentences right there. Because if you play Palm Beach National without all the grandstands up, it doesn't have the same pressure. Like it's a par 3 over water, 2 par 3s over water, and just a lot of water, which you get a lot in South Florida. But you add those grandstands up in the Bear Trap, and you never know what you're going to get. And it's crazy the pressure of winning millions of dollars can do to the guys, even who are doing it every single week in and week out.
Well, it just shows you, again, how hard it is to win on the PGA Tour. Jacob Bridgman, the week before, talked about it on 18 after he sank the putt to win. He said, my hands were numb the last two holes, that I was just trying to get to the end because I genuinely, like, he's like, if I had to keep playing more holes, I'm probably losing this tournament because he got, Rory had caught him or was one back. he had to go finish out that thing. And then on Sunday, I mean, it happens to Shane Lowry.
But what's crazy about Shane is he was so in control the whole day, getting that 4-stroke lead, even on 15. I've always said growing up, going to that tournament, we talked about how much I love this tournament. 15 is the much harder par 3, especially the way the wind was whipping on Sunday. 17 is kind of a little more stadium coursey. It's got the grandstands all around it, so the pressure, and it's later in the round. 15 is the much harder par 3, I think, especially where that pin was on Sunday. He stepped up there, flighted an iron perfectly through the wind, center green, 2-putt, got out of there. And then that bunker shot on 16, okay, you had the mishap off the tee. You hit a sexy bunker shot like that on 16. You think on 17 he's back. He's still got a 2-stroke lead, or yeah, at that point it was 2-stroke lead. And the thought, like at that point, it's just like me and you being out there. Like
it got down to a 1-stroke lead because Nico
birdied 17 when he left it right at the pin, which you're not supposed to do. But like you're playing with your buddies out on a Saturday afternoon, and my dad used to know how to get in my head. And if we were playing a hole like 17, he would say, "Oh yeah, there's no water here," and then now it's in my head, and I'm gonna hit it in the water. So it's just golf is so mental, and it was crazy to see what happened at the Cog, and it was a great way to kick off the Florida swing because we are right into the thick of it now. 2 signature events coming up here in the state of Florida. And then also, I know you predicted Shane Lowry to win last week here, so I know that's probably why you were rooting for him a little bit more. But also, Ricky Castillo finishing in a solo 5th place at 13 under. We talked about him going into the week. So a former Florida Gator getting a top 5 on the PGA Tour in the Sunshine State also.
Yeah, it was big. It was a good finish for him. Yeah, look, I really thought all day Sunday, I really thought we had called our shot here on our first episode that Shane Lowry was going to win the whole thing. And I thought I was going to look like a golf genius. But just like that, the golf god said, "Not today, sir. We're going to give this to Nico Echeverria." But look, I think we even both mentioned him last week. Like, I think he was on the radar.
He was one of the bigger names
of the week because that's his 3rd win on tour now. I think it's 3rd on tour, yeah.
But the first 2 weren't big events. They were both events that are going on, like all B events, yes.
Yeah, they're alternate field events, so you're not playing against the best in the world. And look, the Cog does not have the same field as what you're going to see this week. But it's also maybe not as bad as an alt field event, right? Like, it's not the Corrales Punta Cana Championship. It's not the Sanderson Field Farm Chicken Tournament or whatever that they have during the fall. It's still got some guys like a Shane Lowry who's a major champion. There's some guys in the field that, I think it was his Arkansas buddy, Taylor Moore, was up there.
Yeah, well, they were definitely buddies. They were definitely buddies. We've seen the pictures of them here recently coming out during the end of that tournament. They were definitely buddies back in their school days for sure.
Back in their day, yeah. But
if you Google that on your own time.
Yeah, and look, Smotherman was up there. There's some guys that have been, I won't say they're breaking through, but like you're starting to see their names pop up more on Sundays. At least in the top 20, maybe even on Saturdays, they're popping up in the top 25, and kind of losing it on moving day or on Sunday, and so you kind of got that group of guys. So it's almost like the tier below your middle tier and your stars. That's what you get at the Cog, but what you get this week, is another signature event. But before we get into talking about the signature event, I got to ask you, AJ. Do you like the signature drink?
Arnold Palmer. So I was talking to someone about this the other day. I love the tournament. I love everything about the tournament. I love Arnold Palmer, R.I.P. The drink? No.
It's not for
I'm not a tea guy. I don't like tea. Now, people, I'm not going to get into why or why not. I could go on and explain. I do like certain varieties of the drink. But no, you're in the can, the 99-cent from the gas station growing up. No, I'm not an Arnold Palmer guy.
Okay, that's whoa.
They were always $1.99 at the gas station.
What are we doing drinking the gas station version of this drink?
You make your own?
Yeah, you got to make your own.
You can't tell me the bus ride to middle school, everyone would have an Arnold Palmer. Like there were $1 at the gas station at the bus stop right before. Everyone would be drinking them. I was never a tea guy.
And that's fair because that's not good tea. If you have good tea and you have good lemonade and you put it together, you've got the perfect drink for a hot day in Florida watching golf. Like, it's the perfect drink. I don't know what that is. I love lemonade. Take.
I hope people watching this can let us know in the comments down below because I'm just not no. I hope the players enjoy them this week. I hope they do.
And look, I think if you're talking about the canned drink from the gas station,
But then when you think
absolutely.
Arnold Palmer, all right, chat, let me know down below in the chat. When you think the Arnold Palmer, are you thinking of you're sitting at home and you're mixing your sweet tea and your lemonade together? Are you thinking you're going to the Chevron and you're picking up a $1.99 Arnold Palmer?
No, absolutely not. I'm thinking I'm at a restaurant and I'm telling them, hey, can I get an Arnold Palmer? Like, you've got sweet tea, you got lemonade, put them together. I used to do it at work functions. If they had tea and lemonade,
I've never seen you drink
both.
one here. I've worked with you now, or I was your student. Now I've been working with you here for a few months. I've never seen you drink one Arnold Palmer.
We've never had Arnold Palmer ingredients for me to do it. I'll tell you what, this week, Friday, I know you'll be here.
Yeah, I'll be here. We'll talk about that in a minute. This show might be a little longer if you're watching. So I was supposed to go. My parents will be at this tournament on Friday. I was supposed to go. Put in my day off, but again, low man on the totem pole. So I'm the low man on the totem pole. It's my job to be here when other people can't. So I'm unable to go on Friday now. So I'll be watching golf as I'm getting some work done on Friday. I think we'll both have it up on our alternate monitors.
Yeah, the alt monitor will be getting a workout come Thursday and Friday.
Seems to always get that this time of year too.
I mean, look, it's great golf. But look, the Arnold Palmer, I'll bring that in. We'll make it happen. That'll be our Friday.
I'm not going to drink one with you. I'll have the lemonade.
We'll make that work too. I'll go get some Milos or something, and it'll at least be an upgrade.
We walk across the street. They make good ones.
Do they?
There's Mac Den's is a good place before the games to go. I would go for Gator games. They have good Arnold Palmers.
All right, I'm down to give it a shot. I've never been there. Never tried that. So we'll have to get me an Arnold Palmer from McDenton's, whatever that is. So anyway, let's jump into this golf tournament. Get away from these beverages for a second. Is it just Scottie's tournament to lose again? Like, it feels like every time he's in the field, this is the discussion you have to have.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at it from the betting side or whatever side you want to look at it, I mean, it's better to just look at the field without Scottie Scheffler. And we've seen, I think, this is his week. I'm in a survivor pool where you get once you use a player, once you can't use him again. I really think I might use him this week because you talk a lot of golfers talk about you don't play good in California, but then you come to Florida, you get on different greens, and you kind of find it. And it would not surprise me at all if Scottie Scheffler doesn't have one of those even par Thursdays. If he goes 4 days, and it's a tough course, but I could see him going 5 under every single day on this course. And it's one, I think he gets back to shape. We're gearing up now to get towards Augusta. This is where you kind of got to put your foot on the gas pedal. Of course, the players coming up next week, but this is now where Scottie Scheffler takes over. But there's so many big names in this tournament. Again, Rory's there. It's a signature event that it's hard to overlook the other guys. But I wouldn't bet. If I was betting money on this tournament, I'm not betting on anyone but Scottie Scheffler unless you get a line available for winner without Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah. Here's what I'll throw out there. There's a name you talk. I'm glad you brought up the surfaces, because I think that's a huge difference in what we've seen out in California and what you'll be seeing this over in the Florida swing. Matt Fitzpatrick on Bermuda grass is a completely different golfer than he is on POA. And on POA grass, he loses about a shot. For strokes gained, he drops about a shot, 1 shot on the field. He loses a shot on the field. On Bermuda, it's about 1.5. He gains. That's a massive difference, AJ, when you start talking about these putting services. And I was talking to a student earlier today about the different variables in golf. It can be weather, it can be your tee time, there's so many variables when it comes to the draw. You know, if you go out on a Thursday afternoon and you come back on Friday morning, that may be the worst possible draw, because on Thursday it may be a baked out green, and on Sunday morning it starts raining and it's completely different. But these greens, the type of grass is a huge difference. I had a guy in college, he wrote a story for me, the college newspaper. He spent 700 words in this article writing about the grass. And I had to slice and dice that a little bit, because nobody's reading 700 words.
Well,
on
if my brother's watching this, shout out to superintendents, because I know they will read words about grass. My brother's an assistant superintendent, so I listen to him talk about grass nonstop.
It's massive.
It's crazy, the little intricate details that go into stuff. Like, I go out there and I play golf. I go play golf with my brother. Oh, the grain here could be a little different. They're cutting this an inch thicker than they were over here. It's like, stuff you don't really realize, and they love to set up Bay Hill to be a difficult test. If you look at the past scores, Henley last year was 11, then Scottie's Machine was at 15. Before that, it was 9, 5, 11, 4. So don't expect the highest scores this week at Bay Hill.
Yeah, I think if I had to give you a winning score, I'm thinking it's around that 11 under number, probably 12 under, unless Scottie just gets caught. You can't do anything about him.
But then again, I guarantee you second place would probably be around 11 if he's up there at 16.
Right. But I'll tell you, the reason I brought Matt Fitzpatrick, I think he's a name to watch this week. I mean, so I also do some little fantasy golf with a group of buddies, and Matt Fitzpatrick's a guy that I took in my first round. I had the last pick in the first round, so Scottie was gone, Rory was gone. There were a couple other big names that were gone off. Tommy Fleetwood was gone.
I want to bring up a guy. You want to talk about a good putter and maybe the different greens will help him out. And I fall into this trap. At least I fell into this trap every single week in the California Tour or the California swing. Is Cam Young. Ooh. I think Cam Young, when that flat stick gets hot, he's one of the best ball strikers on the PGA Tour. He's a guy that I don't know. Again, he is on my fantasy team. I said I play in a fantasy league. I think Cam Young this year, he is going out in the morning with Sepp Straka at 9:15 on Thursday. I think that's a name, if he can go out, post a good score to look out for as we get into the weekend also.
Yeah, I like that. That's another good one. Yeah, I'm in on Matt Fitzpatrick this week. I'll also throw out Jake Knapp. He is fourth in strokes gained putting. He's also an elite ball striker, and he is number one in par 5 scoring. And I'm going to tell you, the par 5s at Bay Hill can be such a big difference. I know it. I can see the look on your face. I know which one you're like. We're probably both thinking about some of the shots we've seen at Bay Hill and some of the iconic things that have happened out there. I mean, the first one that comes to mind, Bryson.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's exactly what I was thinking. Over the water,
pointing. I mean, he loses it. I mean, he lost it there. And the other one, the other guy that tried to do it, the drive the green, John Daly.
Yeah, there wasn't much he didn't try.
Well, but he made an 18, I believe it was, on that hole.
He probably had one 90s. Too many Arnold Palmers.
Maybe he got over to Mac Denton's. But he fired a bunch of them. He went full 10 cup on them. And so I think that, I don't think anybody's taking that green on this week by any means, because I don't think they can get there. But you will see some strategic plays, I think, as you watch and the par 5 scoring. So Jake Knapp is another guy to watch.
Silky smooth.
He's got one heck of a swing. I mean, I could have his swing. I would be a completely different golfer.
I'd hope you'd be on the PGA Tour.
Well, I'd still find a way to
you would pull a Shane Lowry from last week. You'd get a little nervous.
The swing isn't everything, brother. The swing isn't everything. Here's the other thing, AJ. I look at this as a course history place too. So guys like Hideki Matsuyama has been. I mean, he's just a constant top 25 machine.
Yeah.
He's got 6 in 11 tries over there, including 4 of the last 5. But I'll tell you a guy that I always keep an eye on. I'm from Macon, Georgia. There's a Macon, Georgia guy in the field, Mr. Russell Henley, and he won this tournament a year ago.
Yeah,
and
he's playing with Scottie the first 2 rounds.
Here's the thing with Russ, is he is coming off the cut at Riviera, and I think a lot of people, because of that cut, are not respecting Russell Henley.
He's a bulldog. Week. He doesn't have my respect.
Well, that aside, you can hate on him being a bulldog, but his form has been pretty solid. And here's a fun fact for you, according to PGA.com. Every time the last 4 times he's missed the cut, dating back to 2023. You know what's followed?
Top 5?
Top 10.
Okay.
We're really close. And
so you're saying throw a little whatever the juice is.
3 top 15 here in the last since 2022 plus the win. I'm just saying he's a guy to watch this week. He loves this course, and he has a win. So I think there's some win equity with him. He's an interesting one to watch. Yeah, AJ. So shifting gears, let's talk about Gators in the field. Billy Horschel, I believe, is the only one that you did mention. I think there's an alt field event. Billy could be an interesting one. Is he your pick for first round leader?
I like him in the first round. He's going off in that third tee time with Ryan Fox at 8 in the morning. I think, the wind is a big factor at Bay Hill with long irons, especially as you're coming down the stretch. He's a Florida boy. I think next week he's in his home of Jacksonville at the Players. But I do like I might dabble with a little Billy Horschel first-round leader. And, again, we sit here on WRUF. You mentioned Russell Henley, a Georgia Bulldog. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to say it's an official pick, but I do think I expect to see Billy Horschel's name at the top of the leaderboard when we put our head on the pillow Thursday and Friday night.
Wow, so you think he can get 36-hole leader too,
or
near the top?
I'm not saying leader. I think he will be a name going into the weekend. That's not one of those premier names, but it's kind of like the name, and he will be up there. Not necessarily with a threat to win, but you'll see that name on the leaderboard come the weekend.
No, I like that. I think that's a good dark horse pick. I think that's fair. I like that as a dark horse. Another guy to throw out there, Robert McIntyre.
Yeah, Bobby Mack.
I'm a big Bobby Mack guy. I'm a believer in him. I don't rule out a Victor Hovland win either. He's the kind of guy that on a week like this, he seems to perform better in these signature events. Last time we saw him, he had his swimmies on, trying to figure out what was going on with his golf swing. Look, the game of golf is so weird, man. Like you see the best player, one of the best players in the world, not the best player, one of the best players in the world, in Victor Hovland, with literally like literal swimmies that you would see a kid wearing in a pool, and he's trying to figure out his golf swing. That's how hard this game can be, both mentally and just trying to figure out where your swing is going off the rails. But he's a guy that can get hot. I think you got to watch him as well. But look, this is all part of the Florida swing, and I'll tell you this may be, and I'm gonna bring this out a little bit, maybe less golf talk, but I saw an interesting graphic this week that asked what's the best month for sports. And March was on there because you had second round of
March Madness,
first, second, and maybe third. I can't remember if it goes all the way to the third, but first and second round for sure. You've got the conference tournaments. There's so much going on during that time, AJ, that we'll have all those games, a lot of those games here on WRUF, home of the Gators. We'll have some of that stuff going on here. You've got the women's basketball team currently playing in the SEC tournament. You'll have the men's as the number 1 seed after they clinched it, against Mississippi State after Georgia beat Alabama to knock them out of the race. And so you've got all that. Then you've got
the lead up to Augusta.
You've got the Arnold Palmer. You got the Players. You've got the Cog. You got the Valspar, which we may have a special surprise there. We're not gonna. Me and AJ may be taking a road trip, so you may see some golf content from down over at the Valspar in a few weeks. But I'll tell you, man, it's the question was that or October.
Football, World Series,
NHL.
So I saw a thing like if you had to remove 9 and keep 3 of these events, like what are you keeping, what are you deleting? But no, I think March has got to be mine. I think between March Madness, my favorite event of the year, the lead up these tournaments give you to Augusta. So now you're watching all this good golf, getting ready for the Masters. Players is one of my favorite tournaments of the year too. Spring training, so baseball's right around the corner. You still got hockey and basketball in full swing. I mean, you got this coming up next month. So I think
WrestleMania.
You lost me there. But it's not a sports and entertainment on that side. But I'm going to go March throughout October. You can't beat football, but I'm going to go.
April's good too. I'm a big fan of April. You got Formula One coming up. NASCAR's rolling too. I mean, so look, there's a lot going on in the sports world. I would probably roll with. I want to say March, and I want to say even April because I love the Masters and I love March Madness. Those first 2 days of the tournament are probably my favorite 2 days in sports. That and moving day at the Masters. Those are some of my favorite days in sports. But AJ, I love college football. It's my number one sport. It's hard for me not to pick October for that reason. You get the World Series, you get Gofflaw, you get Georgia, Florida, you get
That's Florida. Florida comes first. It's Florida, Georgia.
You get all these different rivalry games. They're games that mean something in the race for the SEC championship, in the race for getting you prepared for the national championship run. And so October is special too. And is that also when is that a sports equinox where we get all of them
October?
Playing on one day? Yeah.
Usually, because hockey and basketball start picking up the start of their season when it's all going.
I mean, I'll tell you this. This past October was fun.
Oh, it was awesome.
It was really good.
I'll never forget leaving the Florida Georgia game and going to watch the World Series, and it just delivered. I was like, I'm leaving. Like, I have baseball to watch now, and man, did that World Series deliver.
Yeah, great World Series. So it's hard for me not to pick October because of college football. But there's a very clear. I think those are the top 2 months in sports.
Yeah,
and I don't know that it's.
We're here. We've
I
made
don't know
it.
that it's super.
And we got to soak it in because we're almost in the dog day of summer soon. So soak this month in.
Here's what I'll say is you've got some stuff to get you through the summer. We've got a lot to get through this summer too, because we'll obviously be talking hopefully some golf on U.S. Open, the British Open, or the Open Championship, I guess they call it. I always called it the British Open growing up, so I've kept with that. The PGA. Hopefully we had Jeff Darlington in this week talking to folks. He got inducted.
We know the story he broke at the PGA a few years ago.
He got inducted to the Ring of Honor here for the CJC, and he talked a little bit about that, the breaking of the Scottie Scheffler story. As you know, he's an NFL guy, but they put him doing some golf stuff, and he somehow ended up at Valhalla, and is his assignment for the week, and he was the main guy. He was the main guy talking golf that week.
So who you got this week? Well, let's take Scottie out of the picture because I think I would pick Scottie if we were going straight winners. Give me a name that's not Scottie Scheffler that you think can win this week. And I will say I am going to go with the Georgia Bulldog.
I'm going to let you pick first because I think I know where you're going.
I'm giving you the tease, and it's not Russell Henley. It's another Georgia Bulldog. Want to guess who I got?
I'm going to go Sepp Straka.
That is Sepp Straka. I think he played well at Pebble. You talked about Pebble. He also posted a number there before Colin did, in fact, get the win. But I am going to go Sepp Straka as my winner at Bay Hill. He's won in Florida before at the Honda Classic when it was the Honda. So if you can win at the Bear Trap, you can win at Bay Hill. And I'm going to take Sepp Straka as my outright winner with Scheffler this week.
I think that's a good pick. Look, I think the obvious one here is if you don't go Scottie, the other guy at the top of the tournament, Rory McIlroy, would be the other guy you take. But that's not fun either. Like
it's not. I wasn't going to call you out on it, but
it's not fun either. I'm not gonna. That feels like almost. Here's the thing: if you take Scottie out, Rory would be a generational type of player in terms of you could pick him to win every week and you'd probably make some money. I'm going to go Matt Fitzpatrick. He's the guy I mentioned at the top of of this. I like Matty Fitz to go out. He is the tour's leading ball striker right now. Has a runner-up finish among 6 top 15s at Bay Hill. So it's clearly a course that fits the Englishman's eye. And he loves Bermuda. So I'm all in on the Matt Fitzpatrick train this week. AJ, do you have a dark horse for me? Somebody maybe off the beaten path?
I mean, you know who I'm going to say. I don't wear orange on Sundays for no reason. He's playing good golf this year. I'm going to say Ricky Fowler. That's personal. I like him this week more than I like him next week in Ponte Vedra. I think Ricky Fowler's playing good golf again, not to win. He's already racked up a few. He's racked up a top 10 this year. Give me Ricky Fowler as my dark horse. That's my heart. That's
the dark horse. He's about at 5,000.
Also, Justin Thomas returned this week too.
Oh, that's a big.
Going to be interested to see how he's playing.
I don't know about you. I'm a massive Justin Thomas fan. If I have to go dark horse here, I'm going to try to stick to keeping around so Ricky's at 5,500 right now. So I'm going to try to stick around there. I'm going to be fun for a minute. Jordan Spieth.
Okay.
I'm going to take Jordan as my dark horse.
I don't hate it at all.
Look, he's the kind of guy that could put one in the water like Shane Lowry did, but somehow managed to make par.
Yeah. He'll hole out for birdie knowing him.
He'll hole out for birdie. Yeah, I mean, dude's insane. And I think because of that, I like Jordan. When Jordan Spieth's playing good golf, I think the game of golf is better for it. I still think about the generational run that he had, where he won 3 of the 4 majors.
Yeah, you thought he was going to be what Scottie is now.
Exactly. You thought he was Scottie Scheffler, the current version of Scottie Scheffler, because I think he finished top 3 in every major. Same. Ricky Fowler's done that too, by the way.
Oh, I'm well aware. Heartbreaking summer.
Yeah. So I like Jordan Spieth this week as somebody to. Maybe he doesn't win, but I could see him backdooring a top 20 or even a top 10.
I like it. We're in full swing here in Florida, and we got a big one this weekend, and then next week I can't wait to preview the one over in Ponte Vedra.
Yeah, definitely ready to get you ready for that one as well. We'll be back next week. Stay tuned here to WRUF for more golf coverage as we get through the Florida swing. We give you all the updates on your Florida golfers and get you ready for what could be a showdown between Scottie Scheffler and Rory McIlroy this week here in Orlando.